High in the Himalayas, nestled among snowy peaks, sat a monastery. Sunlight streamed through the open windows of the main hall, where a small group of students sat. They came from different walks of life, but each sought peace and wisdom from the master, a man named Tenzin. Tenzin, with his shaved head and gentle eyes, radiated a quiet strength. He began the day's lesson, his voice soft yet clear. Today, he said, we learn about trust. The students shifted, curious. Trust, they knew, was important. But how could it be taught? Outside the monastery walls, the world felt harsh and unpredictable. Doubts clouded their minds. Could they truly learn to trust in such a world? Tenzin smiled, sensing their unease. Trust, Tenzin continued, is not blind faith. It is a leap of the heart, a letting go. He stood up, his gaze sweeping over each student. Today, we practice this with a simple exercise. He gestured towards the center of the room. One by one, you will stand with your back to the group, close your eyes, take a deep breath and fall back. The others will be there to catch you. A wave of apprehension rippled through the students. Their breaths grew shallow. Fall backward, blindly? The idea seemed reckless, dangerous even. Doubt whispered in their ears. Could they really trust these strangers, these fellow students they barely knew? Tenzin observed them with quiet compassion. He understood their fear, their hesitation. A young woman, her face pale, volunteered to go first. She walked slowly towards the center, each step heavy with uncertainty. Her heart pounded in her chest. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and leaned back. For a moment, there was nothing but emptiness. Then, strong arms caught her, gentle but firm. Relief washed over her. A shy smile touched her lips. She had fallen, and she had been caught. The experience, though brief, was profound. It planted a seed, a tiny spark of trust. The other students watched, their own fears slowly receding. If she could do it, perhaps they could too. One by one, the students took their turn. Each fall was a surrender, a leap of faith. Each catch, a reaffirmation. Doubt lingered, of course. It whispered in the quiet corners of their minds. But with each fall, it grew fainter, replaced by a growing sense of connection, of shared vulnerability. Tenzin watched, his heart filled with warmth. He saw the fear in their eyes, the hesitant breaths. He also saw the courage they summoned, the way they supported each other. Trust, he knew, was not built in a day. It was a journey, a practice. And with each fall, they were taking a step closer. As the lesson drew to a close, a sense of peace settled over the room. The students, initially strangers, now shared a bond. They had faced their fears together, supported each other. The exercise, simple as it was, had been transformative. Tenzin smiled. Trust, he said, his voice soft, is like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it becomes. He looked at each of his students, his gaze filled with compassion. And like any muscle, it needs to be exercised, nurtured. The students listened, their hearts open. They understood. The sun began to set, casting long shadows across the monastery floor. The students, their faces glowing with newfound understanding, rose to leave. They carried within them a seed of faith. Faith in themselves, in each other, and in the power of trust. As they descended the mountain path, Tenzin's words echoed in their ears. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and they knew, with a certainty that surprised them, that they had taken the first step. The path ahead might be long and winding, but they were no longer afraid. They had tasted the freedom of trust, and they would never be the same.